Right guys and girls, Mark Crossfield here, and today we're going to test. I've got the Tour Striker Pro. Now what's unique about this club is look at the face. So basically this face doesn't have face until kind of 3/4 of the way up the club. This is built with the idea of trying to create more handle lean, maybe ups and downs, angle of attacks, ball and ground ideas of strikes first. It's a training aid. So this club has been sent to me by Tour Striker, and Martin Chuck, who's a good friend of mine, obviously is Tour Striker. Now he's asked me to do a review of this club, but there's no money changing hands. I don't care if you buy this or not. Literally, I just don't care if you buy it or not. It's just when I posted a picture of it, people asked me to review it. Does it work? So I'm going to test it. So I don't care if you buy this club or not. Martin, to be fair, probably doesn't care if you buy it or not, as long as you buy it and it helps you. If you buy it and it doesn't help you, I think he'd rather you not buy it. But I can't speak for Martin. So this isn't an ad. You can think what you like. I'm a good friend with Martin. I've always been a bit skeptical on training aids. Never a massive fan, to be fair. This one has always intrigued me. I think it's got some merits, which we'll test, but it's just a test. And at the end of the day, you buy whatever you want. I literally don't care what you buy. So it's a 6-iron. I've got a green set out there at 180. In fact, I'm going to move the green. I'm going to push this to 200 yards. I can't get a 6-iron 200 yards unless I'm going out of my boots. So I'm going to go quite hard at it because I can hit most clubs, to be fair, certainly with this amount of kind of loft. I've got the dots on, so we will get some data from Foresight. So I'm going to push myself to the limits to see how much this club pushes me to the limits, because I would imagine lots of golfers who are thinking of getting this club or trying this club, you know, they're already pushing themselves to their limits by just trying to strike irons pure, which is why they'd be looking at something like this. So I'm going to go at it with speed. And I'm not going to do anything different. I'm just going to hit my shot, show you the data of what makes this club work or not, and then how I can get it not to work, which will show you what you might be doing and where this might help you stop doing those faults. Oh, it is odd down by the ball. So I'm going for that. It's a 90-mile-an-hour club head speed, so I will get faster than that, I reckon. You can see it's not really reaching, which I wouldn't expect 200 to push me, but that was a normal shot. Carried 177. All right, let's push this club head speed. So look at that one. That's a thin bullet. Oh, that's reaching. So 92 miles an hour, I pushed the club head speed. So you can see what happened there. I just didn't get it up the face. So something happened. Was I not far enough down? Did I not get the club down? Let's have a look. So angle of attack, you can see here, I'm 3 down, which is plenty down for me, but the strike is just out the bottom. You can see where the strike is here. Look, it's not high enough off the face. Now that isn't related to if I was down enough. 3 down is enough to get that club contacting with the ball on this face. There would be enough handling from the loft I presented. What I didn't do is simply get the club close enough to the ground. As I went to full speed, my club didn't quite reach its low point at a low enough point, because you've got to remember, and I've said this for years, launch monitors measure if you're going down or up or level as you strike the ball. They don't measure if you are on the ground while you're doing it. I could be going fall down up here. If that ball moved and that triggered and it saw the club, it would say fall down. It doesn't tell me how far off the ground it is. So that club there was probably 3 millimeters not low enough to the ground, and you can see what happened. So I'm going to try again. Brilliant. It's punishing a weak strike. Again, not low enough with the club, 91 miles an hour. So I'm hitting the speed I want to hit, but I'm not hitting the part of the face I want to hit. And that's definitely a pattern when I try to go at my full pelt speed with irons. I tend to get them a little bit out the bottom. Obviously a regular club that would perform better, but this one's just highlighting that more for me. All right, I'm going to try and keep the speeds up, but get the low point lower. So I'm still 3.7 down at that last one. There we go, there's a proper strike. Face control was out, because obviously I'm going at it. It's only 89 miles an hour, so drop speed, but a proper strike. There you go, there's everything more in place. 92 mile an hour, so I got the club head speed, and it's a regular straight shot. Still a little bit low on the strike, but not bad. So what this club is doing for me, which is one aspect of it, is when I'm trying to go at full speed, I can see my strikes are generally a bit low, so it's defaulting me to add another swing foot in there. It's defaulting me to try and feel like my left pocket goes up and back more, right pocket down more, to get the club down to the ground. Because maybe when I go at full speed, maybe I turn a little bit level. Yes, I got down to the ground there. You can see that popping way up in the air, 92 miles an hour. So it's definitely allowing me to dial in some ideas of strike. So if you look at my angle of attack here, 3 down, 3 down, 4 down. So I'm around 3.8 average down. I averaged my club head speed at 91 mile an hour, so going at my full speed. And then my average carry was 184, but obviously one of these went like, look at the, that is a brilliant shot there. But you can see the other ones, when I started to find that spot, started to get more in the air. So you can see the low strike, it's really showing me that I'm down. No problem hitting down at it. I've got shaft lean. Obviously loft's going to be a little skewed on this one, but you can see I'm trying to take loft off this club. But this strike pattern's just punishing me, and the tall strike is highlighting that really. It's highlighting that. So who catches their clubs with irons out the bottom? Well, here's another classic case of people who hit them thin. Often people who hit them thin will hit them fat as well. So I'm hitting them thin on the way down, so I get away with it. I get quite a decent strike. It just comes up a bit shorter, adds a bit of spin. People who catch them thin level on the way up is going to get this result out of this club. So I'm now going to take shaft lean off. I'm actually going to push the ball forwards just because I want to try and get my club bottom out here, catching level to on the way up. Not a bad shot. I'm going slower now. I was 0.6 up. So again, I'm butchering setup to try and deliver what I need to do. Obviously people are doing these from regular positions. That's a complete top. 0.3 up. Like I say, people who tend to bottom early, hit the ball on the way up, brilliant at fatting iron shots and finning them along the floor. It's the most common fault I would see. Martin teaches everyday golfers, always has done, quite proud of it. He's like, that's where he focuses his attention, which is why I can see products like this have been developed. This is years and years of frustration on a lesson tee, watching people fat and top it. There you go, complete top, 1.5 up. So if we look at the 3 up shots now, if we go to club, 3.8 down to 0.2 down. It was 1.5 down actually on that last one. I thought I was up and up on the other two. So a level angle of attack just isn't working. And you can see those group of strikes as well, just not working from a level angle of attack, and in theory now adding a lot of loft. So you can see the shaft wanting to lean back, not hitting down enough. This club just isn't going to work. This is bread and butter for golf coaches, this one. This is day in, day out. These kind of strikes, if they don't hit the ground first, they're thinning it along the ground. So next idea is, let's do 2 swings. I'm going to do one swing where on the back swing I try and turn the face down to the ground. So in theory I close it to a path. And then I'm going to do another batch of shots where I leave the face open to a path. But both of them I'm going to try and get the club face to deliver relatively straight. So what you'll see, if I deliver the club closed to a path, I'm going to have to put a lot of handle lean in to straighten the face back up. Where if I twist that face to the right, add loft, and I want to get that face straight when I hit the ball, I'm now going to put the handle back. I think you can see where this one's going to go. So I'm going to do the open one first. Again, you can see I'm butchering setup. So I've got the face pointing at target, handle way back, try and deliver this. Obviously, rather than me do it in the swing, golfers are starting in regular positions and then they're adding these angles in to create these impacts. I'm just creating it at the start. I'm not suggesting people start like this to have this fault. Yeah, this is going to be impossible. Pretty level of attack. Cool, I got that one in the air. That one got up. Didn't really go anywhere near target. And again, got that one up in the air. It was 2 down though. So I'm losing. To try and square the face up, I'm actually hitting down so I can get away with it. Gonna hit 3 now where I turn the face more down, handle forwards as I hit. So this one's making a lot more sense in my mind. So you can see it turning left, fall down, strike up the face. Just trying to level out that angle of attack on those. Yeah, so 1.4 down, less down. You can see that's still going up because I have handle lean. I'm presenting this cross more at the ball. So I can't stop that going left, but I was 6 down at that one. Just going to do another one. I want to try and level out the angle of attack a bit more. There we go, I felt like I swept that. Yeah, that was actually up, and look what's happened, the ball went in the air. So with the face more closing to a path, handle goes forward, I actually hit up at that and still got the face to hit the ball. So here's the last one, look, 1 up, it missed the other numbers because it was so twisted, but it got 1 dot, so it got the up and down. 4 down, only 1 down as well. 1 down compared to 2 down was still getting the ball up in the air. So you can see what this one's encouraging. It's encouraging more up the face strike when that face is wanting to close to the path. So think about that, you know, the serial problem that I see day in, day out when coaching full time was people adding angle loft to the face, bottoming him out early, catching on the way up, and having a face open to a path. All things that are making them not get to the bottom of that face with their strikes. Now, if you look at the strike pattern of a world-class player, if you look at the dots here on my 7-iron, if I get anything above these 2 dots, I'm very unhappy and can feel it. Everything's these dots and lower is my strike pattern with an iron. And you'll find that with really good players. You look at the world's best, they're going to be here to here, nothing up here. This loses spin, this gets knuckleballs. Because the club's the way they're built, it's very weak in the top of the club, so you get high launching, low spin droppers as well. Good players are generally here to down because they're de-lofting as they come in. They're trying to take loft off. So does this work as a training aid? Yes, it does. Will it help you? No idea. That's where you got to be careful with these. There's no secret fix out there, and I don't think Tall Striker would even say there is. He stood on lesson tees enough to know that there are bigger fish to fry, lots of quirky humans doing quirky things. But if you're someone who tends to hit it fat and thin with your irons from the ground, this is something that definitely could make you change the way you present. If you're someone that always struggles with face angle, you leave the face open to a path, this one's definitely, as you can see from the test, encouraging me to hood that face down to try and get the face onto the ball. And if you're someone who catches a lot of shots thin, you're not very good at just getting that club down to the ground, this is a teaching aid that will definitely highlight those things. It's got a lot of merit. I also think the problem with teaching aids as well is how people use them. The trick with teaching aids so they actually work. The teaching aid does nothing if you think about it. The teaching aid forces some actions while you use it. Bigger question, which I always struggled when it comes to teaching aids, is that can you then do that when we take it away? Can you then put those feelings on the ball, on the shot, on the golf course? And to be fair, quite often people couldn't. They weren't translating that across. And then that used to make me just think, well, what's the point in giving them a training aid? It gives them this false sense of security to not think. And I think that's the key. Think about that first batch of shots I was hitting. I was trying to go at a speed, doing my normal swing ideas for speed, which is pushing me to my limits. But then when it didn't work, I was thinking, right, what have I done there to make that not work? How can I get that not to happen again? So I was really translating the feel that this delivered into my movement. Now, if you're an amateur golfer, you ain't going to be able to do that. So I would say more the idea, if you know any coaches who've got one of these, go and test one with them. Go and have a lesson. See if it is something that applies for you before you go out and spend your money. Because I always think it's quite funny. If you think about where the world of teaching aids comes from generally, that's me trying to hit my normal shot back down to 89 miles an hour standard. But focusing on strike was definitely loads better. When I think of teaching aids, I think of America. I think of have a nice day. I think of buy this revolutionary new club and it will change your swing forever. Infomercial stuff, which is just, I don't know how. So I think it's got a lot of merits. I think it could help a lot of people, but it won't help anyone if they don't use it in the correct way. Let me know what you think. Post comments down below. Are you a big fan of teaching aids? If not, have you tried this, loved it, tried it, hated it? Let me know in the comments down below. So what I'm going to do for a little treat for everyone, I'm going to give one away. So if you want to win one of these clubs, what you need to do is hit the like button. You need to be subscribed to this channel. You need to have the bell icon turned on. So turn that bell icon on. And you need to leave a comment down below saying that you love teaching aids or you hate them? Down below, leave a comment and you could win one of these very funky training aids.